So, Spider-Man Far From Home just came out, literally today as the day I'm recording this, and I feel kinda conflicted on it. If you want just like my general take for non-spoiler people, obviously you should watch it. If you like Spider-Man, if you found your way out to this video, you probably like Spider-Man, you should probably go watch it, because it's good. Yeah, it's good. It's good. I can't complain about it without getting into spoiler territory. You can go watch it, and then come back here, leave a like on the video, obviously subscribe to the YouTube channel, hello if you're new, and watch the full video. All spoilers, let's go, okay? Not holding back on this one, I've got a few things to say. So first off, this is obviously my first reaction. That's kind of how I do these reviews, by the way. Like, I just saw the movie once, here's my first reaction to it, here's what I think about it. And I'm conflicted about Spider-Man Far From Home. I liked it, obviously. It's Spider-Man. He's my favorite superhero. I got a free t-shirt out of going to the movie from the movie theater. They gave me a free t-shirt. I love that. I'll take a free t-shirt with popcorn. But here's the thing. Spider-Man Far From Home is weirdly great. I say weirdly because it does not seem like it if you think about it critically, and of course that's what I do. I kind of think of the movie as, wait, how does this make any sense? And it doesn't, to a point. In terms of, like, from a filmmaking standpoint, the pace was weird, in my opinion. It felt really slow, like really slow, up until the first Spider-Man fight, and then it really went quick with things. Then it slowed down again, and then it quickened things. And I get, like, you want the pace to kind of change in a movie. That's just what you want sometimes. But it didn't quite work for me. Maybe it's just because I was expecting something else from the movie in the beginning. I don't know. Until the first fight in Europe with Hydro Man, who wasn't Hydro Man. It was all, I guess you could say, like drones. And yes, again, this is like my immediate review reaction thing. But even the drones don't make any sense in terms of what they can do. Because Hydro Man's all water, right? He shot water at Peter. And as far as I can tell, they can only shoot, like, laser things. So I don't quite get that now that I'm actually thinking about it. But also, the plan for Mysterio is also really, like, a lot of different things had to happen before we reach the final conclusion. And a lot of it is kinda, like, real circumstantial. Like, something had to happen, then another thing had to happen, then another thing had to happen, and then you had to figure out who Iron Man and Spider-Man were, and how they're friends, and their kind of relationship, and then you had to... They had to have a lot of different things happen in order for it to happen. They had to have a lot of different things for their plan to take effect. But obviously, like, of course, it's a Spider-Man movie, so they can feel... It feels almost like they can almost get away with it. And typically, it's a Marvel movie, right? They can kind of get away with some weird stuff. But this one was a little outrageous in terms of Mysterio's plan. And then, like, threatening the team, like, halfway through the movie. Like, it almost seemed like they were all Mysterio. And then he kind of almost turned his back on the guys, being like, I'm gonna kill you if you, with my drones, that you're also controlling, I guess. If you don't help me. Mysterio is so weird. And I want to love Mysterio. Mysterio's awesome. Okay, Jake Gyllenhaal is awesome. The guy who plays him, obviously. But, dude, it's insane. It's insanely overly complex. It's overly complex. But yeah, those are the two main gripes about the movie. I don't know. I loved it still. Okay, the MJ kind of awkward, like, dating thing that Spider-Man is having. Peter Parker is awkward and so is MJ, so it kind of works. I like that. Obviously, I don't know, I just liked it. It felt realistic. But yeah, that's something I love. Obviously, I love Spider-Man, I love Peter Parker and stuff. I thought the end credits scenes were the thing you can talk about from this movie, okay? The entire movie kinda almost built up to the crescendo of the end credit scenes. So, first off, J.K. Simmons is J. Jonah Jameson. He's my only J. Jonah Jameson. Even if I read a comic book with J. Jonah Jameson, I read it in J.K. Simmons' voice. So that popped me huge. I was like, oh my god, yes, this is everything I wanted in the MCU and more. But they also did something weird. And I really don't like the idea of Spider-Man being Iron Man 2.0. And they really cemented that with everybody then learning that Spider-Man is Peter Parker in the end credits scene. There's so many wrong things about that. For instance, I think Iron Man could have gotten away with that when Iron Man was like, when Tony Stark went, I am Iron Man, in the end of the first movie, because like, Tony Stark has all these different guns and weaponry that if anybody tried to attack his home, he has that shit available. So when Iron Man... I keep talking about Iron Man 3, but Iron Man 3 is so great. But, you know, like when the Mandarin attacked his home, they had to bring a lot of arsenal. They had to bring like multiple helicopters, rocket launchers, all this shit. And they didn't kill anybody in the house. Because he protects the people he cares about the most. Spider-Man doesn't necessarily have that. He has 3 suits now, I guess 3 suits. He has the Spider-Man all-black, Spider-Man Noir, was the Spider-Man Noir suit. He also has the black and red suit, and the Iron Spider suit, because the blue and red suit's now gone. It's just straight up gone. I don't believe he wore it once in the movie, which again was a little bit weird. I don't know. I like the black and red suit. I prefer the blue and red suit. It's just my opinion. I believe that's just the more classic Spider-Man look. I got completely off topic there. I was talking about the end credit scenes. Okay, so the world knows he's Spider-Man now, and he doesn't necessarily have weapons to protect the people he loves, which is the whole reason he doesn't tell anybody. So now Tom Holland Spider-Man is getting a little bit like, stop making him Iron Man, please. I like Iron Man. I like Tony Stark. He's never really been my favorite Avenger. I get it. I get why people are mourning, like legit mourning his death. He's never really my personal favorite Avenger, but I don't want Spider-Man to be Iron Man 2. I just don't. Spider-Man's like my favorite superhero. He is my favorite superhero. And I don't want him to be Iron Man 2. Especially not the movie Iron Man 2. Oof. That one's hot garbage. But I don't want Spider-Man to just be Iron Man 2.0. And they really kind of put that there in the movies. They were kind of like, he's Iron Man now. And he is. This is just Iron Man 2.0, and I really didn't like it. I really, really didn't like that. Also, real quick about the second end credit scene. There are 2 end credit scenes. So the Nick Fury thing, I might make an entire video about that. It kind of doesn't make any sense. Well, it makes some sense. Yeah, I'll just say that for another video. However, I think that reveal of, like, Nick Fury's been working with the Skrulls, and Nick Fury's kind of in space, is really interesting. And I really want to, like, see what happens with that. Because ever since, I guess, Captain America Winter Soldier, he's kind of been non-existent. So, where has he been? Has he always been in space? What's happening there? I don't know. I'm making a video about that, so don't worry. However, when it comes to Spider-Man review, I liked it. It was okay. I think Homecoming as a movie was better. But yeah, Spider-Man Homecoming, in my opinion, is the better movie. That doesn't mean I didn't like Far From Home. If I was to put a rating to them, which I might start doing for reviews, Spider-Man Homecoming, to me, probably an 8.7. We're just gonna round it up. Okay, it was a 9. It was a 9. And I think Far From Home, a good 7.6. Unless you want to round it up, then it's an 8. But yeah, that's kind of my thoughts on Spider-Man Far From Home. Let me know what you think about the movie down below. If you guys liked it, tell me if you liked it. Tell me if you loved it. Tell me if you hated it. I'm gonna go play Spider-Man PS4 now, because Spider-Man PS4 released new different suits because the movie came out, and they look cool, and I haven't played the game in a while, so I'm gonna go play that, and I hope I'll see you next time when I talk about comic book stuff. Anyways,